Hi there, let's take a look at glacial landscapes, looking at glacial erosion as well as the UK in the last ice age. So in the previous 2.6 million years, the UK has experienced many glacial periods. In some of these periods, an ice sheet covered large parts of the UK. The maximum extent of this ice sheet in the most recent ice age was 18,000 years ago and covered much of the north of the UK and of Ireland. Glaciation has heavily influenced the UK's physical landscape through erosion, transportation and deposition. Let's quickly recap that. When was the most recent ice age? The correct answer is around 20,000 years ago. So it's about 18,000, but there isn't a precise amount. During the last 2.6 million years, the UK has experienced many what periods? The correct answer is many glacial periods. In some of these periods, what covered large parts of the UK? The correct answer is, of course, ice sheets. Now let's have a look at glacial processes. Glaciers are large ice masses that fill valleys and hollows. The major glacial processes are deposition. Most material carried by glaciers comes in the form of unsorted mixtures called till. Till is deposited when the ice carrying it melts. Meltwater streams can wash away fine material from the front of glaciers. In this case, the material is called outwash and they're sorted by size and deposited in layers. Movement and transportation. Glaciers move in two principal ways. Rotational slip, which is at the top of glaciers, circular motion can erode out hollows, which get deeper over time, and bulldozing. At the front of glaciers, rocks and debris are pushed downhill in a straight line. Now let's look at erosion. Glaciers erode the landscape as they move downhill by plucking, which happens when meltwater freezes onto the rock surrounding the glacier and then rips off bits of rock when it moves. And abrasion, which happens when pieces of rock in the ice scrape against rock at the base of the glacier. Finally, freeze-thaw weathering. Freeze-thaw weathering can happen if water gets into cracks. Water expands when it freezes, which puts pressure on the surrounding rock. When the rock thaws, it contracts and releases the pressure. Over time, this causes cracks to widen as the process repeats itself. Let's quickly recap that. How would you describe glaciers? They're large ice masses that fill valleys and hollows. Let's quickly recap two different glacial erosion processes. Plucking, which happens when meltwater freezes onto the rock surrounding the glacier, then pulls off bits of rock when it moves. And abrasion, which happens when pieces of the rock in the ice grind against the rock beneath the glacier. When did an ice sheet mostly recently cover much of the UK's north? The correct answer is around 20,000 years ago. And what is the correct order of freeze-thaw weathering? Well, first, water gets into cracks in the rocks. Then, water freezes, expands, and puts pressure on the surrounding rocks. After this, the water thaws, contracts, and releases the pressure on the surrounding rocks. Finally, the cracks widen over time.